Hello, Cruising World. Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. Monday is tips day. And I've got some tips from my friend, my Canadian friend, Sean. And I saw from the headline that they are about Australia. So I figured we'd make it a bit of a Commonwealth event. I put my old British suit on here. Canadians with Australia. We'll see how we do because I'm still in my head. So it's early in the morning. And what I've noticed is little twinges every now and then, but normally in the morning is not so bad. It starts to build up like mid-morning and on. So I'm trying to do these videos early in the morning now. But if I raise my hand, it means I just got zapped. If you haven't seen this before, I'm suffering from a bit of a nerve issue in my head right now. Actually, the day I'm recording this is Monday the 13th. Unlucky for some, but I have my CT brain scan this afternoon. Wish me luck on that. By the time this comes out, I hopefully will have my results. And then I have to go see a neurologist, but it won't be until February the 19th. That's right. Today is July the 13th. So I have to deal with this until then. Remember, every time I do that, it means I'm getting like, there's a nerve in my face is what the doctor thinks. And it every now and then, it just like triggers and sends an electric shock to my brain. And it is not fun, people. I can tell you that. So I'm trying to be upbeat as possible. And I just realized the microphone's not positioned well. So hopefully the audio is a bit better now than it was at the start. But let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Why North Americans should choose an Australian cruise, the good and the bad. And I should be able to chime in on this, I think, because I just did one myself. And I haven't read them, obviously, but there are 12 on here. So I'm going to do 4 a week. And then I've got a bonus tip for each week. So this is going to go over 3 weeks. I'm going to try and do them all in one go this morning while I'm having a good day. Because today's not a bad day. I've had a few shocks, but none of them have been really bad. Yesterday, I did some videos. It was pretty rough. So let's do this. If it gets really bad, I'll stop more. Anyway, number 1, no gratuities added to the cruise fare on the booking. This is very true. Now, my only concern with that, obviously, as a lover of the crew, is does this affect the crew? Because it's a well-known fact that Australians just don't tip. They will argue with you until the cows come home that it is not in their culture to tip. So I have one little argument, and I just have this one saying, they will tell you this in America as well, and they will tell you until the day you die, and use this, if they do it to you in America, that it is not in their culture, so why should they? And they say you should observe the culture of the country you're in. So whenever an Australian says that to you on an American cruise, just remind them what country they're in and what the culture of America is. That will shut them up. Yes, but so I do worry a little bit. We were on there ourselves and we did 20 days on the Splendor earlier this year. We went to a 10-day to New Zealand, came back, and then did a 10-day to the Great Barrier Reef. I got a lot of videos on my channel all about that, so check them out. I've got more coming as well. And we sat at the Red Frog the whole time. And they had the bell, you know, when you ring the bell, when you give a tip. And every single time I would give a tip and they'd ring the bell, an Australian would say, why are they ringing the bell? And I would say, because I just gave them a tip. And they would and they'd just literally walk away. And eventually some of them got used to it, because what we would do is everybody in the Blue Iguana, who quite honestly weren't anywhere near as much fun as the people in the Red Frog. I'll leave that one there. Every time we gave a tip, we would ring that bell and they'd be standing over there like this with nobody at their bar while the Red Frog was packed, crowded of people. So they did all right. But I do worry about how much they make in tips, because if you look at the actual price of the cruise, it's actually probably a little bit cheaper than it would be cruising in America. And they say the gratuities are included. So how much do they actually give? I have that question. Oh, that was the first big one of the day. I have that question. Oh, there's another one. Anyways, let's move on before I start getting really bad here. Oh, and I thought it was going to be a good day. Yeah, so that's my theory on that. It's great that there's no gratuities, but just remember, if you so wish, the crew rely on gratuities to survive because they don't get much from Carnival. So that's like 80% of their income is gratuities. Now, you could also argue that they're living closer to home, so it's for them it's better, but, you know, still, no. All right, number 2, quieter casinos. Easier to get a seat, especially if you play Let It Ride. Australians don't play this game a lot. So I can't talk to that because I don't really gamble. Every now and then we'll put some money in a slot machine, but we have a $100 limit. When it's done, and we move on. Having said that, on the last cruise, we did put a little bit more than that in because I was suffering really badly and we hadn't drunk or spent any money on anything. And I just wanted to take my mind off things. So we actually ended up putting like $250 or $300 in a slot machine and lost $250. What can you do? Anyways, yeah, so I can't really speak to that. I did notice when we were on there that it wasn't as busy as I normally see it, but I think Aussies do gamble. Maybe they just don't like playing that particular game. I can't talk to that. So, and I don't know if that was a one-off, but anybody else that's been in a casino on an Australian cruise, please talk to that one because I don't know. I don't know. Number 3. Oh, also casino related, but no craps table in the Splendor Casino. Another game Aussies don't play, ? Again, I don't know. And I don't know. I do know on the Splendor, if I remember correctly, there's this really cool like horse racing machine. And me and my friend Tim, we did spend a lot of time at that machine. It's one of those old school ones where you put your bet in and there's a horse like on a stick and an actual racetrack and they go around the track. And that was a lot of fun, especially when the table was full of people. And then, of course, I had this one person that came and sat next to us and said he knew exactly what horse was going to win every race. And I'm like, I don't really care. I'm just playing for fun. I don't want to analyze this like a card counter in poker. Ugh. So yeah, no. But that was, we did really enjoy that. Playing that game. So, but as far as the poker go, the craps, I'm losing my mind now because I'm starting to get these stupid shocks. As far as the craps table goes, yeah, I don't know if that's a regular thing or not. I never noticed that because I don't play the tables. I used to. Once in a while I'd play blackjack, but that was the only game. I would love to be able to play Pai Gow. That was my go-to game in Vegas was Pai Gow because you could play Pai Gow and you could play it all day and get free drinks in Vegas and you wouldn't win or lose money because it's like the best odds in the house. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I could comment on number 2 and number 3, Sean. Glad I could help. If anybody has any opinions on that, put it in the comments. Number 4, hopefully I can talk about this a bit longer or this might be a very short video. Sail away from Sydney is a bucket list type moment featuring Sydney Harbour plus Harbour Bridge plus Opera House. Yes, it absolutely is. It's amazing. And where you are in the port, and I've got a video on this as well. I've got a video on everything, right? Go to my videos and look it up. Like it's all about the port in Sydney, and then you'll see the sail away. And I did a little time lapse as we left because we had an aft balcony. So I was able to do a really cool time lapse. As you're sitting there, the ship is on this side of like a little inlet where they've got the ferries coming in. That's where ferry ends. And right on the opposite side, almost just a little bit north, is the Sydney Opera House. And then just over to the left is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So Julie actually did walk up the bridge after the cruise. A tip for you, if you are doing a back-to-back and you've got the whole day, you can pop into Sydney, absolutely. But you also have time, if you wanted to go ashore. You can walk to the bridge in like 10 minutes. And then, boom, up the bridge you go and do your Sydney Bridge walk between back-to-backs if you were so inclined, if you were doing that. But Sydney itself, we had such a blast. There's so much to do in Sydney. And this particular port is so well situated. It's in an area called the Rocks. And it's really close to the main harbour where you can do all the dinner rides from and the touristy harbour. And it's in the middle of a busy ferry harbour. It's just great. I mean, we wish we'd had more. We spent 4 days there before the cruise, and I didn't think 4 days was enough. So we really enjoyed Sydney and where the port is. This is the international port. There are 2 ports. The other one is called the White something, I think. That's for smaller ships because they have to be able to go under the bridge because it's past where you are. But the international port is where the Carnival ship goes from. And that's so beautiful. You can just go there at night and just chill, have beer, get some great food, see the Opera House, take some great pictures. It's truly bucket list. I think of all of the sailaways I've done, my favorites, I do enjoy Miami because it's really nice to see Miami Beach appear as you're leaving. So that's kind of cool for me. But it's nothing compared to this. Tampa's actually not terrible if you are lucky enough to go in the summer and it's daylight when you go under the Skyline Bridge, because that is a very impressive bridge. But there aren't too many amazing sailaways. I'm sure Singapore was kind of nice, but then it was just different because we saw a lot of buildings and the stuff. I'm sure somebody leaving Long Beach would think that was amazing because of all the buildings and stuff. Though it's just really a port, so no, they wouldn't say that. Yeah, but I can't think of anything that even comes close to matching our experience. That's been a little while since I had a shock leaving Sydney Harbour. So yes, can't agree with you more on that. So there's your first 4 tips. I'm going to give you one on my own in a second. These may be slightly shorter trips, shorter videos because I'm trying to get through them, but I'm doing my best. I just want to get content out because I want to keep the flow going to this. This is going to be week number 141, and I'm trying to get to 150. So I'm dealing with the pain just for you. Anyway, without going on about it, so that was no gratuities, quieter casinos, especially if you play late at ride, no craps table, and the sail away from Sydney Harbour is a bucket list. So that's a very good start, Sean. A very good start. Let me give you one of my own. I've got 3 written down I thought of. What's my number 1? Oh, yeah. So, and I've done this one before, but I thought about this the other day because somebody was asking me how they do this. How can they book for this? If you are going on a cruise with a group, and if the situation arises where there's like 6 of you, and you all want to eat at the steakhouse, but the problem is when you make your booking and you just do it for the 2 of you, everybody else makes theirs individually, it's going to go in the system as 3 individual bookings. So on the day, the cruise ship's going to have no idea that you're all together. Sometimes even if the cruises are linked, bookings are linked. Sorry, not cruises. The bookings are linked. They won't even know. So the best way to do it, if you go online now and you select yourselves, say for the steakhouse. So select the 2 of you or 1 of you, whatever it is. And then down at the bottom, it says additional guests. And you can click, 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 and add those additional guests. And then you'll all be in one group together. Now you do have to pay for them and they have to pay you back. So that's a bit of a hassle. But if you can get around that, that's the best way to do it. So rather than book, 2 of you book, 2 of you book, 2 of you book individually on your account, 1 of you books and adds the extra people as additional guests. Sounds simple, right? It is, but a lot of people don't know about that. You probably know about it already, a lot of you, but some people won't. So I just want to throw that one out there as a little tip. So thank you, Sean. I am actually going to turn the camera off and turn it back on again and do the next one because I'm trying to get these 3 videos done while I'm not in too bad of a state. It's actually, even though I've got some coming in, it's not a bad morning so far. So yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed that, please subscribe to my little channel. I just didn't even realize this, and I've done 500 of these videos, but in the bottom right-hand corner is my little face with like an anchor suit on. If you click that, there's a link that you can subscribe to. Didn't even know. Because I'm trying to go through all my videos and make them more visible, as it were. So I've been doing all these tips on YouTube about how to make them more visible. Like on my ship tours, I'm putting timelines at the bottom, where you are at what point in the video. And it's taken me forever. I wasn't doing enough tagging, so I'm trying to go through every video and add tags. It is very time consuming, but it's also very wonderful when you're as sick as I am. And the best way to get through your day is not to say anything. So I have nothing but time. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is coming up at the end of this video. And subscribe. Send me your tips because I'm trying to get to 150. With Sean's, this is going to put me to 143. So I still need 7 more minimum and I can't make them up all the time. So I need your help. Please send me yours before it gets really bad because that was another one just there. I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.